mean a great deal to us. Many of us are farmers that work for Nationwide Ag, so it hits home. We also insure a lot of commodity grain elevators, commercial grain operations. So once again, somebody that's an insured with Nationwide, their family. And in 2014, there seemed to be a little bit of an uptick on a number of entrapped individuals in grain structures. And I remember it like it was yesterday, going into a meeting and my AVP saying, "Hey, I heard that there was somebody else that got entrapped into a grain structure." And he says, "You know what? I'm tired of it. This is something that we need to do something about." And he said clearly, this is not an insurance issue. This is an industry issue. And just because we are a large insurance company that happen to insure a lot of farmers and grain operations, that puts us in a great position to do it. So that first year, 2014, we kind of started working on an advocacy effort called Grain Bin Safety Week. We first of all developed a few articles about the hazards of going into a grain structure, so people could learn that. That's the educational side of it. And then we came up with this idea is that just about anybody across the United States could fill out a nomination form, submit it to us, explain why their local rural fire department, volunteer fire department should receive a grain rescue tube and training. And we partnered with NICAS, and that's a really big thing. Partnering with Dan and his group, we couldn't do this without them in any way. So partner with NICAS, we started off, like I said, the first year still received probably 600 completed nominations that first year. We raised enough money through our sponsors, and Jade's going to talk about sponsors in a little bit, but we raised enough money for sponsors for one rescue tube. We thought we'd really set the world on fire. Man, we were really making a difference, right? Compared to this year's campaign, the 2022 campaign, we raised enough money to send out 64 grain rescue tubes, 64. We're finishing those now. Dan and his folks are delivering those. And that gave us, so far in the history of the advocacy program, by the time that we get those delivered, we'll be up to 271 rescue tubes across 31 different states. And we've got 5 successful rescues with those rescue tubes. Once again, I'll just finish by saying, why are we passionate about it? That's the reason why it hits home with us. It still happens. You guys know that it happens. You see the news just as much as what I do, that somebody else becomes entrapped in a grain